So guys, Nigeria won, South Africa won in the World Cup 2026 qualifiers. I'm a Ghanaian, my name is Adam, and I want to give my honest review, analysis, and also reaction on that particular game. Because honestly, I want to see Ghana and Nigeria at the World Cup. As simple as that. We can send our banter to the international stage. As simple as that. I would love to see these two countries go to the World Cup. So guys, quickly, let's jump into it. And I want to explain to you where Nigeria stands when it comes to qualifying to the World Cup. Before this game, Nigeria has already met with South Africa in the AFCON knockout stages. That game ended in the 1-1 draw. And then Nigeria were able to qualify to the next stage through penalties. So meeting again, this is a team that's coming for revenge. That is South Africa. They are coming in for revenge because of what Nigeria did to them at the AFCON. Now Nigeria is in a peculiar situation looking at the two previous games they have already played in the World Cup qualifiers. They played against Lesotho. They drew that game 1-1. They played against Zimbabwe, also drew 1-1. And out of the 3 games they have played so far, including the one they played today, they have played 2 home games. And you know what that means? When you're playing qualifiers like this, you need to start winning more of your home games so that when you go away, you don't suffer too much. But Nigeria have been able to draw all 3 games. And currently, they have 3 points, which is very, 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 they've put themselves in a very tight corner. Because honestly, if you want to qualify for the World Cup, you need to top a group. And when Nigeria is currently, if they don't win their next game against Benin, there will be an issue. Nigerians would have to hold calculator and be calculating how to qualify for the World Cup. And honestly, this is the situation, the breakdown of how Nigeria might not qualify or probably qualify to the World Cup. Honestly, they need to win against Benin at all costs. Because today, you have the likes of Lesotho and Benin winning games. And Nigeria is still standstill because they had a draw today. And I believe today they should have won that game, especially in the second half. So guys, quickly, let's dive into the game and talk about the game itself. That game was a game of 2 halves. First half, Nigeria didn't do well. Second half, they were beasts. And I think the second half performance from Nigeria was the best I've seen. Even comparing that to AFCON, this is the best performance from the Nigerian Super Eagles. So let's jump into it. Now, let's talk about the starting lineup. I don't know why the coach started Kelechi Iheanacho. There is a reason why the player does not start at Leicester City. There is a reason why Kelechi did not start AFCON games. Why do you start him in a crucial game like this in front of home fans? It was so clear in the first half why Kelechi do not start first half. So honestly, that was the first mistake with the lineup. Secondly, there were 3 new players as compared to the AFCON squad who started in today's game. And I feel like it changed the dynamics of Nigerian squad. It made it look like a new squad. There was Paul, who plays in Trabzonspor in Turkey. There was Benjamin Taminu, who is a local player with the Nigerian Premier League. And also, there was Dele Bashiru. He scored the goal for Nigeria today. He plays for Hatayspor in Turkey. These are 3 players who really did not play in the AFCON. So it made Nigeria team look entirely different. But then, nevertheless, these players performed averagely in my own opinion. Now let's go into the first half. I feel like the first half, Nigeria, their build-up is slow. And this is why Nigeria and Ghana just look similar in everything they do. Yesterday, Ghana played against Mali, and the same thing. Our build-up is so slow that we always wait for the opposition or the opponent to score us first before we awaken and start playing beautiful football. That shouldn't be the case always. It will also be nice if Ghana or Nigeria scores first. We always wait and build up games so slow. If you look at the first half, I felt like Nigeria, they were lucky not to concede about 3 or 4 goals in the first half. South Africa were not too clinical today. Because honestly, that first half, South Africa was like they had Nigeria on a silver platter and they did not kill that game. Yes, they had 1 goal, but I felt like there should be more goals in that game. And the goal Nigeria conceded, that was so avoidable. That goal was so avoidable. Because this player had the ball, so many touches in the 18-yard box, and no centre-back was able to even be aggressive on this player. You're afraid of penalties. All you have to do is usher the player out. Just bodyline the player and usher him out of the 18-yard box. As simple as that. You allow the player to dribble 1, dribble 2, and kill that ball and place it. The keeper had he couldn't do anything in that game. That was so sad. The first goal they considered, that was so bad in my own opinion. Now, the first half ended when Nigeria really didn't perform well. But in the second half, my goodness, I repeat, this is the best Nigeria has been since AFCON. Before AFCON, this is the best performance of Nigeria. That second half performance, it was excellent. Looking at the way they performed in the second half, I can now say that Iwobi was my man of the match. I watched the game, and Iwobi, every single pass he intended to a player, reached that player. Today, he was a beast. Today, he played that midfield very well, especially in the second half. They took control of the midfield and played it very well. I felt like the coach too was very pragmatic when it came to his changes in the second half, which we'll come to later. But then in the second half, as early as the 47 minute, Nigeria meant business and they equalized. That was a very beautiful goal from Dele Bashiru, a very beautiful, well-crafted goal from Dele Bashiru. That was very well taken. Now, after the goal, I felt like Nigeria had the confidence, the fans were backing them, they could go on and on. And this time around, the game was screaming for Osimhen because they kept on getting chances upon chances upon chances, and they kept on squandering them. And anytime I watched this game, I was like, God damn it. If Osimhen was in this game, this would have been a goal. This would have been a goal. This would have been a goal. Because there were several times that I felt like Nigeria should be 3 or 4 goals up in the second half. It just didn't happen. They kept on playing the game. They kept on creating chances, but it just didn't happen. Now, players were brought on from the bench. Yusuf came on. He did very well. I felt like he really did well, especially in the midfield position. Also, we saw the likes of Chukwueze. Honestly, let me talk about Chukwueze because I'm blowing with smiles. I mean, he gives me Mohamed Kudus vibes. Chukwueze gives me Mohamed Kudus vibes. And honestly, I would not mind if we do a barter trade with Nigeria. Nigeria take Richard Ofori and give us Chukwueze. Honestly, he came into the game and was totally different. He played so well today. Honestly, wow. Today he played, he was the reason why in the second half, the South Africans were pinned into their own half. He played so well today. Today, Chukwueze, he really did well today. In my own opinion, he really did well today. Chukwueze did well today. And also, Lookman, I'm not forgetting him. He also did well today in the second half. But then I felt like there were times in that game that his decision-making was not good because he kept on holding to the ball too long before releasing it. And I felt like he was destroying the game plan for the Nigerians, especially when it comes to transitioning, because you need to be very quick. And then you see the South Africans, they were reorganizing their defense very quickly. So once you get the ball, you delay 1, 2, 3, the reorganizing, then that chance is blown away. But then, all in all, Nigeria had a very good game today in front of their fans. I believe that their next game against Benin, they need to win. They need to win at all costs. But guys, let me know who was your man of the match. For me, I've already said it was Iwobi. I mean, he did was so well today. I think this is one of the best games he has played for Nigeria, in my own opinion, since I started watching the Nigerian national team. I think this is the best game Iwobi has played. But then, guys, I mean, let me know your thought about it. I think Nigeria, all in all, I'll give them a 7/10, especially with that second half performance. If they could give the same performance against Benin, but, the entire game from 0 to 90 minutes, I'm sure they are going to walk away with a win. Because, you see, when you have home games like this, you need to utilize it. You have fans supporting everything. If you don't utilize it and it passes away, then you're in trouble, honestly. But then, guys, these are my own honest review of the game from the lineup. I think the coach also did well. As I said, his changes, his tactics wasn't bad. He brought in players who I felt like at the AFCON were not given opportunities. He brought in some of those players. And he wasn't bad in my own opinion. I just felt like on the day, Nigeria wasn't just lucky. And sometimes you need luck in football to get off with 3 points. And this is my own analysis on the game. We hope that they can change things around. We want to see Ghana and Nigeria in the World Cup. Probably we get to semi-finals at the World Cup. Can you imagine that? The battle will be tight. Yeah. So guys, my name is Adam. I'll make sure to see you in the next one. Charlie, we move on.